Good way to look at it. All right, well, in 10 days, the world will ring in the new year with bells and whistles and, of course, the ball drop.
But with the new year comes new goals, new aspirations. So how do you set the right personal and professional goals to make the most of the year 2010? Mary Abbajay here now from Career Stone Group to tell us how to make us better off in the new year. Mary, good to see you.
Happy holidays. It's great to be here.
This is the time where you have to start thinking about those New Year's resolutions, and they apply, of course, to the office as well as your personal life.
Of course. This is a really great time with the new year to take stock of your life, both personally and professionally, and kind of figure out what it is you want to do differently in the coming year. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? And what do you really want to make happen in your life?
Personal and professional you talk about, that's a lot of stuff to lay on the table.
It's a lot of stuff to lay on the table, so I have kind of 3 different ways to go about it. Okay, the first thing I think for your personal life, I've given up resolutions. I don't know about you all.
Good, yeah.
They're stupid. I want to lose weight. Well, what does that mean? You know, I want to be healthier. Well, what does that mean? So a couple years ago, a friend of mine suggested, and I love this, Aisha Taylor, thank you again. What we do is we set word of the years. So we pick a word for the coming year that we want to live, we want to embody for the year. Think of it as a theme. So instead of making some abstract resolution, you create a theme for your life. For example, what would you like more of in your life next year?
Money.
So maybe your word would be wealth. And so you would think about what that word means. And so you'd want to really try and bring that word into your life every day.
Okay.
And you write it down somewhere.
Money.
I need it. Louder.
And then you really think about, am I doing what it takes to bring this word, to really embody this word in the new year? So pick a word for the year, a theme.
Doug, what's your word?
Freedom from money.
See?
Freedom, yeah. Freedom from the bills,
the alternative is just not working.
Right. So maybe your word is freedom, and maybe for you, you think about what that means, and then every day you think, am I bringing freedom into my life? And what are the choices I'm making to bring freedom? So that's my idea number 1.
That's deep.
That's deep. Now, for your professional life, I'm going to suggest you go more towards traditional goals.
Okay.
And this is really sitting down and thinking, what do you want to make happen in your career? And I would recommend that when you set your goals, not only do you set your goals, but you make them SMART goals. Specific, measurable, actionable, smart, so that they're just not, I want to make more money. I want a 10% raise, and you want to make these goals professionally, think about what you want to accomplish, and you've got to create an action plan.
You want them to be attainable at the same time,
You want them to be attainable, you want them to be realistic, but you want them to be timely. You want to put specific boundaries around them so you know what you're working for. I want to be the boss, it doesn't really work, as opposed to saying, I want to supervise one person by January 10th, blah, 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 blah. But you have to make sure it's realistic.
Make them attainable. It's funny, how many young people just out of college I run into who are seeking professions in television news or whatever, and they say, I say, well, what would you like to do? So, like, I want to be main anchor like in New York City or something like that.
Next week.
Yeah, and it's just, okay, you have some hard lessons to learn before you achieve that.
Start small.
You got to start small. I think that's absolutely right, Doug. You have to think about which kind of goes into my third point, which is if you make 5-year plans for big goals. So if you want to be an anchor, then make the 5-year plan. Really think backwards through all the steps you have to do to get there. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They have the goal, but they leave the action plan behind.
Yeah, and they just want the end result.
They want the end result, and they don't really think through what they have to do to get there.
What about if it comes to a point where you've made these goals, you've made these pseudo resolutions, and you might need to break or change them throughout the year?
That's a great point, and that's why it's important whether you do a word of the year or you do goals or resolutions that you periodically check back in, because if you're not reaching them, there's a couple of things that are going on. One, they may be the wrong goals. And if they're not the right goals, change them. There's no reason that when you write down a goal that is etched in stone.
I think we get afraid like I've failed.
That's exactly right.
Do what I say or what I've written down.
And you have to realize that's not about failing. It's about just realizing that the goal may shift because your life may shift. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is, again, I think the biggest reason people don't accomplish their goals or their resolutions is they don't make those small day-to-day choices and actions that bring them closer to their goals. And so when you have a goal, you have to think about, this is an everyday choice I make. If my goal is to lose 5 pounds, every day I'm confronted with dozens and dozens of decision points and choice points that I can either take that bring me closer or further away. And so people have to bring the goals from up here into like that day to day.
It's really
Makes
easy
sense.
to make those goals kind of submerge into your subconscious and say, you know, I want to lose 5 pounds, that's my goal, but I'm not going to think about that as I grab for this box of chocolate chip
Exactly.
cookies.
This donut today is just for today.
Right, so you need to keep that at the forefront of your thinking.
And this is why, like action plans, little things. I know that you're going to have a nutritionist talk, and Rebecca's great. She can really help you if that is your goal. But little things like take the elevator, you know, or take the stairs.
Take the stairs.
Those little choices are really going to help bring your goals closer or further away.
So what are yours this year or next year?
Well, I'm still
good
working
ones?
on them. I'm thinking for this year, this is going to sound awful, but I'm thinking my word of the year for next year is going to be something like the word no.
No, that's hard to say. That's hard, like at work?
It is.
It's
You know,
hard.
And as women, you say yes to everything, you know, like, can you do this for me, Mary? Yes. Can you do this? Yes. Will you take on this? Yes.
And then right after you've said yes, you're like,
"No!"
crap, why did I do that?
Yeah.
I want to help, I want to be a good person, but now I'm in a jam for this, this, and this.
Exactly.
We do that.
We do that. So the other thing I'm toying with is, sorry, Doug, this is kind of a girl
No,
thing.
I
is the
totally,
word,
as I'm watching, I say, this is not a problem I have.
yeah, see, it's not a problem. The other
No
thing
is in his
I know,
vocabulary.
men do this, is the word ask. Because I think also as women, we don't ask for what we want. You know, we kind of
hope
wait.
for it.
We hope for it, we wish for it, we work for it, but we don't ever say, hey, this is what I want. So I'm toying with those two words. I'll let you
That's a
know
good
next
one.
year.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, that's a good one to keep in mind.
To keep in mind.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah, it's okay to say no.
Mary Abbajay, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
Can't
both of
believe
you.
it's right
You
around the
too.
corner.
Well, let's check in with you later, like a couple months down the road and see how that no thing is.
Can't
going.
wait.
Okay.